going on, people? It's Sion. For those people wondering how come my uploads have been sporadic, if you are a long-term subscriber to my channel, you pretty much know this happens like every 2 or 3 years. It's just a matter of boredom, and based on the amount of content that I put out in ESO, that should hold you guys over. And there are other content creators you guys can look at, King of Games, Who else that offers that kind of standard? There's some other people, but they just don't come to my mind. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of new ESO content creators, and they have this whole thing about positivity. Let's be positive, right? And it's commendable, but it's genius. It is genius. You know why it's genius? Because essentially what it is, they're doing what these content creators are doing. It is genius, right? Like, if you had to think about it, it's diabolically genius, right? You essentially are clout chasing, right? And this is no knock, right? Positivity is great, right? You should be positive, right? Your background, your experiences, those things should garner some kind of level of positivity, right? Right? It should engender this feeling, right? It's internal, and then it spreads out. I get it, and I've always been that way. I've always been positive. Right? I've never been negative. And sometimes people mistake, being principled and being pragmatic for being negative. But I don't think that's the case. But back to these guys. When I mean these guys are genius, essentially, they're looking at the people who they deem to be toxic and negative, and they're exposing them by way of being positive. You get it? Do you see the fatal flaw in that approach? Right? If you have to be positive, you shouldn't have to mention that you're being positive. Right? You should not have to do it. Positive is something that people can see it. It's obvious. Right? You just don't have to say, well, I am being positive because I want to be positive, because this person is not being positive. It's so genius that you can't knock them for it. But it's in the same line, it's in the same realm as people who are clout chasing, right? They're relatively new, to me at least, YouTubers and content creators, and I've been here for a long time. I'm not speaking anything about their content, because content is subjective. I'm not that kind of person. But in terms of this approach to positivity, I think like they missed the point of what they're trying to do, right? You're being positive by saying these players are being negative, so you will be positive. But essentially, you're getting some kind of recognition, and that's what you want, right? That's essentially what you want, right? You're chasing clout, right? You're using someone who's known to gain some kind of notoriety, and that's essentially exposing. But you're doing it. It's being cloaked under this guise of positivity. When people go to conquer a place, they come with religion and all these other things to try to catch you. Like, we're here to be nice, and we want you to follow this, and then bam, they start placing you in them shackles, and they start sending you away. The point I'm trying to make here is that just don't be like hoodwinked, right? Take it for what it is. Now, if a person is genuinely positive, they don't have to say it, right? And if you have to have a kind of way of doing things. Well, I'm being positive. If you have to say that every time, I am being positive. This situation is all about positivity. Then that calls into question your motives. I don't know these individuals. I've not interacted with any of them, right? I've been an ESO content creator for years, since 2015. I've been through the ups and downs. I've made a few people famous. Well, famous with the 10 people that play ESO, PvP that is. I've made a lot of people famous. I've also done a lot of things in ESO, and I think we as a community need to have some kind of diversity. And I'm not justifying toxicity, not at all. I'm not justifying it, but at the same time, I'm not trying to like weed it out. Like, let's all be friends. Let's come to the campfire and sing along, my brothers and sisters. Positivity. What are you drinking? I'm drinking, what flavor is that? That flavor is positivity. I'm just pointing out how, like, one, it's glib at the point of contact. I don't know if you understand what that means, right? And it's disingenuous and genius at the same time. I threw out a lot of words there, but the point I'm trying to make here, man, just if you're positive, be positive in principle. You don't have to say it, right? A father doesn't have to say, I take care of my child. That's something you have to do. You don't have to proclaim it. You don't have to go out in a square and say, I am for positivity. It just doesn't make any sense. And the shallow-minded individuals will eat that up. But the more principled and people who have a sense of self will see that for what it is. And essentially, it's just clout chasing. Anyway, if anyone felt offended by what it is that I just said, please don't. I don't know these individuals. I'm just giving a particular point that I think is relevant to what's going on now, right? And the content will be coming soon, but I'm on this little car project thing, so I want to show you guys the car when everything is done. I sent my headlights out to be, when you guys see this, you'll be like, damn. And it's not even expensive compared to the shit I had to do with the other car. With the other headlights that I bought. It cost me, sometimes I'm stupid, man. Anyway, I'm out. And to all my friends and fellow content creators, you guys stay positive out there, okay, people? I'm gone.